Alright guys, it's Jason here. I'm riding a Harley Sportster S 2022 model. I picked this up a couple of weeks ago, and the reason I started this video and this channel really is because I got into biking a little while ago, and I've had a few bikes. I've got a Yamaha R6. I've got I had a MT-07 that I've done a load of mods to. I've done some nice mods to the R6 as well. Just got this Sportster S. I've also put a deposit down on a Yamaha MT-SP, which I should have towards the end of the year. But it's right in the middle of the summer at the moment. It's boiling hot, this freak summer for the UK. And I just thought I'd have a ride out. And where I'm going to go is to Harley, where I actually bought this bike from. And the reason being is because I'm going to go and check out some cool aftermarket kind of mods to this bike. Now I love this bike, and I'll do a little review on the way there as well. It's probably not going to be anything above and beyond what you've seen from other reviews if you've been looking at reviews on this bike, because if you're like me and and you go to buy something, you stalk it for a little while, right? And I'll go through some of the features and kind of my opinion on it, but I'm on the way there because the Sykes, which is my local Harley, it's I don't know, about half-hour drive. They've got some really cool little mods that they've done in their workshop to some of the bikes that they've got for sale in there, and I want to kind of mimic what they've done on some of the parts. And I'm not saying that I want to do tons of mods, because I actually love this bike as factory. It's my first Harley Davidson. I wanted to go for the all black. The actual mods that they've got on one in the shop that I want was on the white version, and I ended up getting a black version, and I thought I'll do the mods, myself. I always like doing the mods myself anyway, because I get to know the bike a little bit more, and it's part of the fun, right? So I'm going to go and check out what they've done. Before I tell you about the mods that I'm looking at, I'll talk about kind of how I've found the bike since the time that I've had it. You can see I haven't done you can't see the mileage there, but I haven't done too many miles on it yet. Probably 300-400 miles, something like that. So first of all, one of the concerns that I had when looking at the bike was riding position, right? So whether or not I'd like the front controls. And I have to say, I absolutely love them. Very, very comfortable. Feels like you're kind of sitting on a chair. It's a real different experience to riding. I come from an R6 and an MT. Even those bikes, those mid controls, the front controls are a lot more comfortable. The only, you have to kind of pull your foot back a little bit more to change gear, but the comfort of it way out. It's not a decider against the bike by all means. It's I find it really, really comfortable, and I love it. This bike is very, very fun to ride, by the way. Second thing is, for the winter, if you're in the UK, you get more winter than summer. The heated grips. There is a button for heated grips, but they don't come as standard, and a lot of people think they do when they see the bike in the workshop and they see this button here, it says heated grips. It doesn't actually come as standard. You have to order those as extras, and you can order those aftermarket, and they can add all the bits in to do that, but it's a bit of a pain that it doesn't come as standard, and it doesn't, so hey ho. The display is really, really cool. I've got it linked to my phone, my headset. I'm wearing a Shoei GT2 Air, and I've got the built-in Senna Bluetooth thing. You can actually disconnect that from your phone, and you can connect it to this, and you connect your phone to the bike as well, and you can play all your music and all of your phone and everything through the bike that way. And there's no need to go and buy the kind of Harley Davidson £600 or £300 headsets or whatever they're charging. You can actually use any headset. You just pair it with the bike, just like any Bluetooth device. So that's pretty cool. The display's awesome. You've got all the cool features. I'm not going to go through all the features. I'm just going to kind of talk about what I like and what things I'm considering changing. So display's really cool. The onboard computer is really cool. What else can I say about kind of the ride itself? Not a lot really. So talking about, there is one thing actually, the mileage. So you only get 100 miles pretty much to the tank. It's not a very big tank. I think it's 12 or 13 litre tank, but it's not very big at all. Get about 100 miles to that, and with today's price of petrol at the moment, it's you probably wouldn't want to go more than 100 miles in one trip, but there you go. And the seat, a lot of people are saying about the seat is uncomfortable. I haven't found the seat to be uncomfortable. However, I haven't done any majorly long rides on this bike. As I say, I've only done like 400 miles or something in the last couple of weeks that I've had it. So I certainly haven't done any rides over, say, 40 miles, something like that in one hit. Imagine if I did 100 miles, but just like any bike, you know, it's uncomfortable. You want to get out, you want to refuel, you want to have a bit of a coffee break or whatever and have a walk around. I just find with any bike you're going to have that problem, whether it's your neck or it's your butt, you know, whatever it might be. It's not really natural to be on a bike for that long anyway, so I haven't really experienced that problem. Love handling of the bike, going around corners, and the handling of the bike's just amazing. The way that it handles corners, it feels like, you know, it feels like you can lean this thing down on the floor and still pick back up. It's really, really nice and comfortable. Big fat wheel on the front there, so that's cool. So let's talk about the reason I'm going to Harley Davidson. One of the reasons I'm going to Harley Davidson is to look at what they've done with a tail tidy. So it comes with this big kind of plasticky tail tidy with the reg plate on it on the back, and it comes with this kind of, yeah, it's not very good. It's big, bulky, clunky. I'm not a fan. You know, if they look less plasticky, I think they'd look alright, but all these new bikes seem to come with a big plasticky, and obviously it's for a reason, right? It's a bit deliberate so they can sell the afterpart stuff. But yeah, I'm going to see what they can do about that and what they've done on some of their other show bikes in that in their showroom, in their store. I know that they've put one on the side, and I know they've got this kind of tail tidy where they've put LED lights under the fender, or the back guard. I don't know what they call it, but that looks quite neat, so we'll see if we can do that. I don't think we can have the plate on the side and the kind of hidden lights. I'm gonna have a look when we get there, but I think they'd need to make some kind of bracket up, so that's one of the reasons I'm going there. Second reason I'm going there is for pillion seat. Now, I know this bike looks fantastic without a pillion seat. All Harley Sportsters look amazing without they all look better with a single seat, a solo seat, in my opinion. I may consider upgrading for the sundowner seat, just because it looks a little bit more comfortable, even though I haven't had a comfort issue. But the reason being, the pillion seat is a sundowner pillion seat as well, so I'd get the matching seats, and also the little backrest for the pillion passenger as well. They've got that set up on the white version of this bike in the showroom, so I'll show you that when I get there, and I may consider replicating that on this bike. It depends if it's quick and easy to take on and off, because although the pillion seat might be quick and easy to take on and off, it also comes with matching foot pegs to the factory ones that go on the side there, and also a cover plate or a shroud that goes over the exhaust to stop burning your legs on the exhaust for the pillion passenger. So it's all one kit. They did it custom on one of their bikes. I'll go and see if I can replicate that. From what I understand, the cost of that is around £1,000, which seems a little bit expensive, but I guess we're talking about Harley Davidson, and they said to fit it, I think it's like £1,060 or something, so it's literally their hourly rate. But I probably won't get them to fit it, because I just want to understand how to fit it myself and take it on and off. And if it's not easy to take on and off, and it's going to be a bit of a ball ache to get on and off each time, then I'll probably consider against it. But it would be handy to have a pillion passenger seat, so I can take the family out, on the back. So we'll see. We're going to have a look at that. Also, maybe a storage facility, maybe a side bag, or a bag that goes on the back, a pillion bag, or some kind of bag that we can strap onto the side of this somewhere discreetly, because I hate wearing rucksacks these days, especially in this weather where it's really hot. I get off the bike and my back is absolutely sweating. So we'll take a look at any options that they've got there as well. I'm not too interested in a windscreen. Lots of people are buying the windscreen. For me, I don't really care about the windscreen. I quite like riding this out and cruising along in the nice weather. I want a bit of wind. It doesn't really bother me at all. If I was on a sports bike, R6 or whatever, of course, but with this bike I'm kind of just enjoying the breeze, really. So that's me. The modes on this bike are standard mode, riding mode, you know, road mode, sport mode and rain mode, and then you can build your own custom modes. The sport mode is absolutely ridiculous. The torque on this bike is just phenomenal. If you don't hold on tightly, you're going to find yourself, you know, flying through the air while the bike pulls you along. It's just absolutely such a powerful bike, and you know, you really do feel that. It's lots and lots of fun, particularly on these open roads when it's nice and hot and the tarmac's hot. It's really cool to ride. So you see, it just feels like it's got endless power. Honestly, it's so powerful. It pushes your feet off of the foot pegs. Getting a load of dead flies all over my visor right now. So yeah, loads and loads of fun. What else? Can't think of too much else on this that I've had. You know, I haven't had any issues with it. Had a couple of warning lights when I took it away from the showroom after about 3 days, and they weren't vital warning lights. They weren't. If they begin in or end in C or F, I think they're like urgent ones. But if they're H or P or something else, you can just clear them out and they're nothing to worry about. So they took me through that. And the only other thing that's a little bit of a kind of, I didn't realise that would be happening, is when you start the bike, you press the ignition, sometimes it doesn't start straight away. I know that's to do with the process of the engine starting and, you know, the type of engine that you've got in this bike, and apparently it goes away after a certain amount of miles. But you're meant to press it real quick, just quick, take the kill switch off, press like really the tip of your finger, really quickly press the button, and it should come on without stalling. And if it does stall, it kind of does this and then stops, that kind of sound. You just do it again and it always starts up the second time. But yeah, bit odd, but other than that, the bike is amazing. I love the bike. Yeah, it's a real treat to ride one of these around for the summer, and yeah, to own a cool Harley Davidson, it's pretty cool. So let's take a ride to Harley and see what they've got in the shop. Right, so you saw some of the options there, pretty cool, pretty neat. I think what I'm going to do is kind of go for a mid. I want to get the plate on the back, just above the wheel, ideally, not on the side. I don't really like the side mounted plates. With some cool little LEDs and brake lights discreetly hidden on a custom made bracket under the back there, just to tidy it all away and make it really neat. I think that'll be nice. And with the pillion seat, obviously that looks pretty straightforward. I'm going to go and cop that and have that in the garage ready to flip on and off whenever I take passengers out. It looks like it's not too much of a big deal to change that thing. And obviously with the foot pegs, I'll just leave them on with the plate over the exhaust as well. That doesn't need to come off and on every time. And even if I wanted to, I can just quickly chop those out, no problem. I may even leave the pillion seat on, who knows, I don't know. It might look really nice. I haven't seen it on a black bike. I've got a feeling it will look less kind of obvious on the black bike as it does on the white, because you've got the contrast between the two colours, but we'll see. And yeah, if you're interested in any more of these videos, basically what I'm going to be doing is I've decided to kind of do more of these videos where we're talking about any upgrades that I do. I'll take you through the process of me actually doing them, my thoughts on them. And yeah, until then, if that interests you, click on the subscribe button. Let us know of any questions you've got about this particular bike, or the R6, or the Yamaha 10 SP. My son's got an MT125. I think my wife's about to get a Honda Grom as for her first bike. She's never ridden a bike before. So we may have lots to talk about on this channel. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.